Polo's been a very much of a rock player for this New England Whalers side, where no matter what situation they're in, he always delivers, always frags and puts up numbers. I think for Rebirth, they need to get him silent, Jay. They need to keep him quiet.
Well, here we go. Pistol round set. You saw the odds on from GG Bet. They definitely favour the Whalers in this one, but still pretty close and closer than some of the other matches we've had on the B stream. Sitting ready on the defaults here for the Rebirth CT defensive boost up out towards Graffiti. A bit of aggression coming into the mid control. A lot of aggression actually out from 4Pack, who's pushed so far as to potentially extend towards T-Con. Online ready to receive him. Awkward engagement, but he does come up with a frag. Headshot on to open up the kill counts here for the T side.
That's a great start from the Whalers, and they waited for that aggression. We saw 4Pack, he was slowly making his way forward, and in the end, when contact was established, it's Ponalone that comes out on top. Now they can sandwich in the connector player from the top and the bottom, try and sandwich him in, but he somehow gets away, but falls straight into the hands of Rampage. 3 players standing now for Rebirth. Tap up on the USPs. Good shot from Zotic. Drops that first. Phantom turns around the corner line. 3-on-3 now. Carson here towards Pillar. They haven't checked this corner. Gets that kill. On for a secondary frag. Phantom trying to back him up, but Carson taking it and looking to add more names to the tally. DJ finally takes him back. Zotic going to hunt around this corner. 2 HP left for the lone T-side player, and this will be a pistol for Rebirth. Oh, I'll tell you what, that's some really great trading on the site. What I love, too, is how they sort of sell a bit of a bait play. They got the player out from Pillar that's just not peeking at all, and you've got 2 players from Graffiti that are trying to pull as much of a distraction away as possible. No one's checking Carson for him to find a couple of kills. And for the Whalers, Jay, that was a 5-on-3 advantage going into the B-bomb site.
Indeed it was, yes. Rebirth, simple frags coming through, and again, a big mistake from the Whalers side as Carson was just left completely unchecked there on the on the pillar. Enter towards the site and just kind of getting ripped apart by the USP coming through. Bomb down here towards the T-Con area. The Whalers down, they were forced by the early nade, trying to come in and do some damage. It will be 4Pack, dealt with again by Bentley, opening up the kills here for the Whalers. But can they continue with the man advantage? They have struggled in that pistol round, but this time Ben's going to get a double up.
Yeah, nice and easy for Bentley. A couple of kills with his Deagle. The thing is, though, look at how low some of these players are. Ponalone, 3 HP. Bentley at just 2. And Rebirth are now starting to take some map control away from the T side, aggressing through short water. Does mean that Carson's going to be alone at this A bomb site, starting to aggress through the bathrooms. Oh, making a little bit of a sound. That connector player, if DJ would have heard that.
Tempting luck to go for a wallbang shot or 2. Does not connect towards those players, though. It's face in from Zotic, looking for boost. Sprays him down, looks for the kill, captures him in the end. Phantom trades it to a 3-on-3, and that's high HP players for the T side as well. They've still got Ponalone and Bentley on a total of 5 health between them. And Ben's still creeping in towards the A site. They have no idea this connector player of Carson is here. If he can sneak his way up, well, we'll get Bentley in the back, but he could have cut off the rotations for the New England Whalers now. Rampage moving in from us in hand. Wrap around from Carson will get towards the long control, just clear out that position and rotate back to the A side. 17 seconds and Whalers have got to strike quick towards the site with a shot out from Ponalone, giving away his position in the mid control, and 10 seconds left to get the bomb plant. Carson's basically locked out this round here. There's no chance for the New England Whalers. They'll go for the plant out. Carson with that one frag basically wins the round. Rampage is not going to get any money out of this. Oh, just stays alive after time.
Look, that's important. That's really important that he holds onto the FAMAS. Yeah, it's going to hurt that he doesn't get any money, Jay, but he doesn't go down after time. That's the big thing, the big impact there. And look, for Bentley, he was starting to move quite far into the side. They started to bring the rotations over. Both Ponalone and Rampage were looking like they wanted to head over to that B side. Unfortunately for Carson, he just does so much work, so much damage, and it's just too little on the time for the Whalers. As soon as they get to the side, they can't even clear it out. They have to go for the bomb plan immediately. A 2-0 start for the Rebirth side. Things are looking pretty good for them, Jay.
Yeah, nice openers. Good rounds, very confident overall. We got the money line from this next one, and of course the money line for the T side will be decimated with Rampage not getting anything in the last one. Has got to go down here, else he will be very, very poor off in this one. I mean, in theory, actually, maybe it'd actually be better to hold on to the FAMAS for another good round, but in the long-term game, it really screws with the economy basis, so try and take as many heads as you can. get some extra money out. I mean, they're only $300 kills, but they'll still be worth something in the the short term. Frag onto one player. Oh, that was a nice frag up on the headshot of Phantom. Zotic will trade it back. So again, 3 players taking damage for the CT side. The money's going to be worn down as a result. And for the Whalers, the AKs will be coming out in 4.
This is the chance for the Whalers to really start to put on a little bit of hurt, put on a bit of pressure to their opposition. And things have been pretty simple for the Rebirth side so far. Not really too much of a contest in these early rounds, but now we get into the meat of things. It's the rifle round to follow. And no AWP out for either side just yet. Both teams probably just waiting for their economies to get a little bit stronger. And Ponalone, they would have heard a little bit of information of these CTs getting aggressive. Carson's pushing very deep into playground.
Oh, he catches Rampage at the perfect moment as well. Read that spray. Ponalone finds a trade before Pack follows suit on towards him. And a 4v3 scenario for Rebirth, suppressing Whalers here into T-Con. Held back passive, and now with no choice but to rotate away, they're not going to gain this mid-control. Connector play, monster play. That's going to be their control right now because there's no way they're going to make their way out. Carson's basically got it on lock.
And what I love too, Jay, is he can just fall back here. He's in a 4-on-3, but you know what? He's actually looking to take a little bit more of an intent. He's looking to find some more gunfights. Thing that he needs to be careful about, though, is if he gets swung behind him, no one's really supporting him. He's got a player in connector that's a little bit far away, and that's now where Carson's starting to move, but DJ reads it, and at least the T's find a response, but the time's still pretty low, Jay. 4-pack can certainly do some damage from connector.
Swings out, 2 players facing, 1 goes down, 1 gets tagged up heavy. Boom on 28 HP, a 2v2 chance, and the Whalers going to go into the ace site. They recognize that they have no options. They've got to play in the default plant position, it looks like. Nades up against Bentley will tag him low the same. That was Boo going for that plant. He would have been a dead man. Zotic moving up here to the back lines. The smokes will suppress him. They've got to get to some hard cover because that backstab is very likely and it's very dangerous at this stage for the New England Whalers. Zotic continuing to peek. Phantom also getting into position here at back. Looking up, seeing that player back at APC. Good headshot for 1 player. Boo's got to turn around. Zotic takes a nice double. Tidy as anything, but both the Whalers caught looking the wrong way. It's a 4-0 start for Rebirth.
And what a start from Zotic. 7-0. Really nice 2 versus 2. He didn't even need his teammate, a Phantom. And for the Whalers, they're in a bit of a difficult situation, Jay, because they weren't able to actually gain any map control once that post plant came in. They weren't aggressing out through bank. It was almost like they were sort of sitting into the site. We saw a player out to Optimus, 1 sort of close bank APC angle. No one really looking to take map control away from the CTs and take some early fights, and that just works into the hands of Zotic. Rebirth off to a bit of a flying start, 4-0 on their opposition's map pick, and Rechi going for a glass cannon AWPJ.
Risky buy. I mean, Rebirth don't really have to go for that. I mean, they're going to opt for it, so, it doesn't matter what they have to do and what they could have done, but... Incendiary's up, Bentley will catch 4-pack. DJ and Ben are going to burn a little bit here in the connector area. Sprays through that wall, hoping to catch them off and do some damage. Don't realize that Molotov's got to force them forward out of the mid position. Carson taking some damage over on the, where's he placed up? Actually towards the B site, rotating back towards A. I don't know.
Yeah.
Was he? Okay, that probably makes sense as to why he got challenged. Probably from Boo there with that spray up or a good nade or 2.
I was just thinking, I think it was through the wooden paneling of the short position of where he got spammed down to just 1 HP. It took a hell of a lot of damage. And for Rebirth, this is probably one of the most difficult situations we've seen from them yet, Jay. They're still holding this gamble stack out to the B bomb side. That's the response the CT side needed, and they're going to finally start to rotate Carson up, but they're rotating the low HP player.
She good scope in, finds that frag. Good stuff for the AWP. Gonna go for the no scope in against Ponalone, and that's gonna cost him his life as Boo takes down Zotic. Carson's gonna be left as the only defender to the site. M4 seen now, 1 point of health. He can't afford to go wrong, and that's exactly what happens. Rampage swings, Boo deals with Phantom, trying to pop out from the bathrooms area. The orb gets regained, a free one for the T side, and the Whalers finally kick things off.
And they're going for another glass cannon AWP, but it's actually Zotic that's now picking it up. So it seems like the orb's moving around a little bit on this Rebirth side. And Reggie did a really good job. I mean, those 2 kills he did with the AWP were fantastic, but he just didn't really have the support, did he? Obviously, Carson rotating from B with only 1 HP, there's no real way for him to overextend and to actually try and take some fights. He has to try and hide and be as passive as possible. Zotic. I mean, you have a look, they've got, what, a FAMA and an AWP surrounding with just pistols for the rest of them.
Yeah, I mean, the damage being done by the New England Whalers has definitely come to hurt the Rebirth side all in all. Good shot on Bentley. DJ is going to take a frag of his own. Zotic will find a trade back to the AWP, though. 4v3 scenario, finally traded to a 3-on-3, and that's the AWP being dropped as well. One of the 2 rifles in. Reggie, knowing DJ's low, though, gets that 5-7 in position for a good shot and a kill. So now we're in a 3v2 scenario, favor to the CT side.
Yeah, things looking pretty awkward now for the New England Whalers. This is going to be a tough challenge to try and bring this round back. Now, the cities don't have bomb control, but look at how much map control they're starting to take away. Now, Reggie, if he pushes sort of any further forward for a connector, he's got an opportunity of trying to backstab the Ts that are currently in Monster. It just depends on whether they get this information, and it looks like they're just going to leave Phantom at B. The rest of the 2 players are starting to clear out the top of connector.
30 seconds, Boo. Looking on to the B site, appropriate enough. Phantom back at the sandbags, though, and they've got to clear this position out. They have a Molotov, so Rampage could put that onto that position. Is he going to put it back? Okay, flashes, smoke on Molotov going in towards short. Phantom's going to be forced to use that smoke. He doesn't drive from that position, doesn't force that peak. Does the damage to get the kill on the bomb planter, though. And Boo suddenly left 10 seconds. Got to pick this up and get it planted back again. Taps in 1. Going to force 3 kills. That's a silly, silly play to make. And Rebirth will claim 5 on CT side.
Yeah, look, for the Whalers, unfortunately, Jay, they didn't really have a lot of time. So they put down that molly to sandbags, but no one's actually holding the angle, waiting for the swing to come out. We see the player over in the sandbags to Phantom. He puts down a smoke, so he gives away his information's there. But then already the bomb's trying to get planted. The other teammate on the side starting to over-aggress. A little bit awkward there for the T side, and Rebirth just capitalize on that and pick up a hell of a lot of AKs too. 5-1 on the board. And now look at the economy for the Whalers. They get an AK buy through, but it's backed up with a Tech 9 and a Mac 10.
Both economies being worn down here. Rebirth have an awkward buy in the last round, which of course they won. The New England Whalers having another awkward buy right here. The question is, will they win this one and turn us back on the T-side track? It's the AKs that are taking that first face up for the moment. Pwn alone on point here to the mid control. Behind him is Rampage with that Mac 10, and behind him is DJ with another AK. No aggression from the CT side. A little bit of bathrooms control coming in from 4-pack. But so far, not finding anything. Again, they're just not playing up to those positions. As he rounds this corner, he's going to catch a couple of players. Sees a shadow of 1. Holds the angle from here.
At what point does he start to push forward? I mean, to be fair, he doesn't need to, Jay, because him staying in the bathrooms has allowed a 4-man stack at this B bomb side. And the Whalers are going to be running straight into this. This is going to be a really big challenge for the T side if they want to try and win out this round.
Flashes in from Zotic, going to try and stall him out of the multiplication now. And a spray is simple for 2. Carson gets 1 on site as well, left alone with Phantom there to back him up from Grill.
Ooh.
DJ gets a double of his own. Bomb being dropped to Monster, got to get picked up and planted. And DJ massively low on health here.
A 1v1. Bomb plant should come through. Now, 4-pack's going to get the information that he's low. That will be called over. But DJ's got so many options here. Now, smoking out through the bomb towards that default position, he could have snuck into short, he could have gone back into Monster, but rather than that, Jay, he's going to slowly make his way to short. Look at the damage he's done onto 4-pack now.
DJ got the read. No. 4-pack's taking damage, dropping off the railing. That's going to make it even more easy for DJ to get onto this diffuser, tap up on the bomb, trying to force him to peek. He'll peek forward of his own right. 4-pack gets that kill. He's got enough time for this diffuse. This will be a 6 for Rebirth. A clutch coming through at the last moment. But DJ, what a massive play. Almost made it 1v3.
Yeah, look, he's been quiet, Jay, over the course of IEM New York, but that could have been his one big round there. The New England Whalers just running straight into a B stack, and I tell you what, DJ made it very, very competitive. And we even saw an unfortunate timing there from 4Pack sort of dropping down and taking damage rather than sort of landing on the water or landing on the ramp. And look at the odds start to shift, Jay. We saw the New England Whalers be not heavy favourites, but certainly favourites. Those odds have gone a lot closer now on GG Bet. And you can understand why. 6-1 for the Rebirth side on the New England Whalers map pick. It's a great start for the CTs.
AK's set in, of course, that bomb plant going to be allowing the rifles to come back in for the T side, but Whalers need to get something on the board. I know that Rebirth is a very CT-heavy team on this map. Obviously, we saw their CT side go well against Imperium the other day. Right now, the Whalers need a little bit more to work with again. They can't just go simple, sort of a one-sided loss on one half and then try to bring it back on a comeback. Not as viable. Spray through from Phantom to get 2 players to drop low. 1 kill comes in. Carson gets 3 of his own before being traded back by Ponalone. And a 1 versus 2. Bomb out in the open, looking for the taps up. Nobody on that short position to take face. Forced on the reload, and Retchie's at least going to hear it, and the AWP of 4Pack starts peeking in. Bomb picked up, 45 seconds. He can rotate to the A site if he's quick enough.
Oh, hang on a minute. There could be a bit of an unfortunate timing here. Big swing coming out from Retchie. That's a huge kill for Rebirth. No bomb plant means that they can't really force here. Yeah, you've got 2 players on 4K, but it's better off just going for the eco. And I'll tell you what, Jay, especially over to the B bomb site, it seems like they're getting the bomb down, like, pretty regularly. But the thing is, it's that they're losing out in the trading game. It seems like the CTs are always coming out for the man advantage. And Ponalone in that 1 versus 2 just can't make it possible. This is really worrying now, Jay, for the Whalers.
Yeah, and this Tech-9 buy-up is not going to be looking as confident here. Try and just take this one on the chin, just trying to get a bomb out of this at the very least. A through. DJ gets that 1 frag, needs that second. Carson and Phantom going to combine. Boo takes down Phantom outside of the monster area. Carson now left alone on defense. 2 players rotating into protect though. He sees that player just at the edge of the smoke, takes that straight through, doing the damage to Benley. Does get overwhelmed by these pistols. Now M4's picked up. 2v2. And Boo is suppressed. He's got one towards Beak. Now the CTs are here. The Benleys. And Boo combined with headshots, and the Whalers come out on top with the pistols. An unlikely second going to the T side.
They bring a round out of nowhere there. We saw some fantastic, I think it was like a 4-on-2 advantage at one point for Rebirth. The B players were having just an excellent time, and it felt as if that there were just CTs taking some unnecessary fights. I'm not sure who it was towards the top of default, but there was an opportunity for him to just drop down, play the man advantage, wait for his teammates to rotate in. What a big round for the New England Whalers. And Rebirth, look at what that's done to their economy, Jay.
Marses, MP9s, Deagles in the P250. It's a very broken buy. You see Benley coming up immediately with the opening kill on 4Pack. Phantom falls next. Deagle and Donkey hunting for frags. Gets 1, DJ trades it. And Rebirth will be some shenanigans of rounds here. A 1-on-4 now for Retchie as he's left the lone man standing. DJ with up in the latest frag on the feed. He could challenge on towards Boo, get some bomb control up there towards the entrance, but the AK spray is not going to let him go that far. And the New England Whalers finally now momentum shift over to their favor, and Eco's got to come through from Rebirth.
Yeah, look, it seems like this could be the bit of the turning point, Jay. That the T side really starts to get some momentum. They start building up their own economy. And Ponalone hasn't had the AWP in his hands all too often over in this T side. We've seen it thrown around a little bit on Rebirth. I know Zodic's picked it up once. I think Retchie's picked it up once or twice. We've seen 4Pack with it, who's normally their main AWP. So it does seem that they like to throw it around a little bit. I mean, certainly with 2,400 loss bonus, they won't be able to afford an AWP going into the next round. They'll just be able to squeeze in an M4 buy. It'll be light on utility, so they really can't buy anything in a round like this.
Yeah, again, it's probably going to be a full eco from the Rebirth side, you must imagine. So just let that one go and again allow the Whalers to get to that 4th round on the T side board. At long lasting, starting to look good for the favourites in this matchup. The AK is an AWP set. A map 10 for Rampage. Probably can just try to see if he can rush into a stack, clean up some decent frag, get some decent money back on the board. And Rebirth, they They finally seem to have met a bit of a brick wall. I mean, their start so far on CT side has been good. And I actually want to bring that up to the point here. You know, both teams have a very CT-based style of map. New England Whalers less so because they've got some good win rates on both CT and T. But when it comes down to the overall rounds won by Rebirth, they've got a massive 66% of all rounds won on the CT side and a 76% win rate on the CT side. So they're expecting on this first half to go pretty manic. It's when they get to that T side that I can start to get concerned. And again, to reference back to that Imperium series, remember how that one went?
Yeah.
They were 14 up on the T side and Imperium just brought it right back.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That is kind of what worries me a little bit, is what are Rebirth going to be looking like on that T side, because they were looking rough. They really looked battered. So already putting 7 rounds up on CT, it certainly is a big positive going into that second half. But that's something that's going to be on the back of the New England Whalers' might to sort of say, right, let's claw out the rest of this first half. Let's get into the second, and that's where we can come into our own. I'm even kind of surprised they're buying Deagles here, Jay. That tells me they're not going to buy next round. This is going to be a double eco. Oh,
there's 4-pack with a Deagle. Rampage to go down. Goes back in against Boo, though. Boo's going to trade it to a 3-on-3. The Whalers taking a bit more damage than what they were expecting out of this cage. DJ catches Retchy in that backline, deals with him, Phantom and Carson now. Last 2 players standing for the CT defense. One player making his way out, aggressive towards Monster, will keep his eyes on that line. May catch a couple of decent kills, but maybe not going to be able to win this out. I mean, he's going to get the information at the very least. Swinging a hit. There's a Deagle shot straight to the head of DJ. Balls back even further, hunting for a secondary kill. Well, now he's got to try and stand and fight here towards the short control. Headshot. Oh! Carson's got Ben leads. And Boo now stands alone. Carson with a 3rd swing, with a 3rd kill. He's called for Phantom now towards the B side. This next Deagle taking contact directly to the ramp position, falling back to that short area. 30 seconds for Boo. He's running out of time here.
Oh, how does he play this? Now, he can plant sort of safe behind the pillar position, and he won't be exposed to that short angle, but he really doesn't have the information of where Rampage, or where Phantom is, I should say. He's hearing the footsteps go with the player coming up, but Monster, they don't think he's on the side, Jay! And now Boo's in a 1 versus 1. He's got a molly. This can now allow the bomb plan.
That was a massive cross from Carson that may give it back to Boo now. Smoke down towards short for further suppression, disallowing Phantom to get back on this retake. Boo going to get caught on the reloaders. Phantom starts creeping out. Got a look to the heaven control now, here towards Pillar. And Boo has no info. That bomb is open for him. Also open for the graffiti area. Where does Boo take his challenge from? Phantom is creeping up closer, and Boo got his crosshair train. Going to read this pretty well so far. Phantom pushing forward now. Going to start to fall back, and again, the timing is everything here. There's no time to this defuse. Got to get on 10 seconds. Nade up to position now. Race again. Go try to look for the frag, and he gets it. Boo with 3 kills, just holding off against it. But those Deagle players from Rebirth did a lot of damage.
That's poor. That's poor coming out from Rebirth. That should have been their round, Jay. They know that there's 2 players there. The bomb gets dropped from Carson. I suppose because he's jiggle peeking right, and they didn't see anyone, because he was jiggle peeking when Boo crossed, that he only must have assumed that he went back through T-spawn and brought the bomb to A. Like, it's just the worst timing in the world. But you've got to remember, when you're jiggle peeking angles, Jay, there's always a chance that you miss the timing, and that's what happened there. They had no idea that he was on the site. And in the end, Boo just plays it so well. Plants out for heaven, is able to backtrack. There's no smoke, no kit for Phantom. And Rebirth, they probably should have won that, Jay, but that's a big clutch from the New England Whalers.
I mean, the best thing about it as well for Boo as well is that he was aiming for that 1 player on the short control. The fact that Carson gave up that frag is basically just going to give him everything.
It just comes in front, yeah.
Exactly, you know, like, it's such, again, as you mentioned, so poor from Rebirth because they were at that 1 versus 2, and if Carson had just waited for a little bit more passive and, you know, just waited a bit more patient, then maybe that could have been a bit more of a better situation for him overall. Pistols in this time, and 4-pack comes up with 2 Deagle kills of his own this time. 2 rifles recovered. Bomb now going to get in CT control. They make their way up that ladder. They don't opt for it. It's opponent will pick up their device and start making its way into the execution.
And we spoke about RBG being poor on anti-ecos. I think the New England Whalers need to get a couple of tips too. This was a double eco coming out from Rebirth. Eco in the last round, eco in round 12. They're now going to start to make their way from the A bomb site, and Rampage is bringing this round back, but there is still one AK retrieved. The AK from 4-pack has gone down, but they might as well try and go for this, see if they can make it work.
I mean, it's a case of whether they value that AK more than the round itself. Obviously, they've still got a little bit of a lead they can play with. Oh, Zotic! What a swing and a hit! Oh, another kill with the Deagle! The hand cannons are running riot here on the CT side, and now they're on the defuse. 10 seconds to it. Boo flashes out, flashes himself, nade on, not coming through. He's got a peek! He's got a peek! Whalers! That's poor form from them the same, but Zotic comes up massive for his side, and the Whalers just capitulate under the pressure.
Oh, it seemed like Boo was under pressure there. He really wasn't sure what to do, Jay, whether to peek, whether to use more utility, and in the end, just the 10-second defuse being stuck. That's really lucky for Rebirth. They did not have a kit, they did not have a smoke for that bomb. And I'll tell you what, these last sort of 3 or 4 days, Jay, we have really seen what NACS has been able to achieve when it comes to these hand cannon deagle rounds. There has been so many anti-eco victories. And it seems like for Rebirth, they make it work for them. 8-4 up, running double orbs going into round 13 too.
AWPs on 2 players now for Rebirth. Heavy investment with the double orb setup. AK's back in for the T side, of course. They're back up for their buy-ups, and they're trying to find a way to work inland here. They're being so much more careful with these defaults as well here. Not so fast up against the Rebirth side, hunting for kills. Boo looks like he's going to get one on 4-pack, so that's a start. They can work with this.
Yeah, they really can, and Rebirth have got to make a decision, Jay. They can flash over short water if they want to take back some control and maybe try and recover that secondary AWP. But it looks like for the meanwhile, they're quite happy to gamble, stack up this B bomb site, stay quite passive. They're just going to leave Zotic with the AWP around bathrooms. That's a big kill for him to find, but he needs some support, Jay, and no one's in rotating positions. He goes in for a second kill, and he's going to be faced with more contact. He decides to fall back to the side.
What was that? He needs support. Well, he peeks in and gets a secondary frag. Molotov should finally force some opposition. He lands in the midst of the smoke, actually. And the plant will go down, also in the midst of the smoke. Sprays through, they suspect it might be open. Whaler's going to get away with it, though. All back damage done to Ben Leet. DJ is going to go falling next to Zotic. 3 kills to his name. AWP is going to face up. Oh, he lands the headshot. They walk on for the ace at this stage. Rampage connects 2 more. And Carson back up towards the bank position now. Rampage out of dodge. Incendiary on towards the short control. 3 goes Manic, a little bit awkward. But Rampage comes up with his own quadra. And a 5th to the board of the Whalers side.
And this is just showing off at this point. It seems like both teams are starting to say, right, I can make plays. Sonic gets a 4KJ, and then Rampage gets a 1-on-4. It's just incredible scenes from both of these sides. Rampage lines them up on the ball. What a clutch. Man, we have seen a few clutches so far in this map.
We have indeed, you know, like, there've been some ridiculous rounds all in all, you know, and I will admit the clutches have been filled with mistakes, you know, at the end of the day. Like, I don't think they're clutches necessarily from a player that isolates 1v1s. Like, you saw in that last round how, you know, Rampage was basically given a 3-man spray down because Rebirth just stacked their way into his angle trying to hunt for the kill. You know, stuff like that. You know, and same thing as well for the Boo 1v2 with the Deagles out when Carson just walked straight in front of his spray. You know, stuff like that is really what's giving the clutches over to their respective sides. 8-5 still left to the board at the moment. Rebirth still in the lead. The force back in this next round probably is going to give him nothing for round 15.
It looks like a bit of a monster peak wants to come out from Zotic, but he actually takes a big spray down from Boo, down to 15 points of health. Big damage is done to this CT side, and nothing's been responded to upon. New England Whalers trying to take a little bit of this bathroom's control. Oh, they're going to push through this smoke. Reggie's on the other side. Rampage just gets caught off. Oh my goodness, Bentley, why are you pushing through again?
What is with this aggression? Again, mistakes being made by the Whalers and Rebirth here. Poundland expecting some
Wow.
long control, but that's just got to fall back towards the monster position because they've got to try and work in towards his B side. That's their best chance here. Placing in against the Deagle, Carson does some damage, but takes a lot more in return. Has Phantom behind him to support here on the B side defense, and Whalers are leaning into the side.
Whalers, they try an aggressive move from Rampage, and then Bentley just goes for the exact same thing. Reggie ends up doubling down. And now Carson's playing over towards the barrels position with his Deagle. He's incredibly low at 16 points of health. There are 3 players at this B bomb site, though, so once contact's made, it's going to make things a little bit easier. That's another great shot out from Reggie. He's on for the ace at this point, Jay.
3 kills, M4 Phantom peeking up, Ponalone and DJ making their way up to position, the incendiaries, Molotov, whatever you want to call them, down over to the short control, trying to hunt for these next couple of picks, blind 5, 17 seconds though, they're coming in from ramp, there's Ponalone with 1 good pick, and a secondary kill, PWP is Zyko, on the second, and comes up massive for his own 2K. 3K for Rexy, 2 kills for the AWP, and 9-5 for the Rebirth side.
Oh my goodness, Jay. What are we talking about, these clutches? Again, it is time and time and time in this first half. We are seeing big moments, big clutch plays. That was very poor there from Bentley. He needed to dual peek, get someone to swing with him, a flashbang, anything. He just repeated exactly what happened to his teammate. And Rebirth, they could honestly end out this half, Jay, with a 10-5 lead.
It's entirely possible. And the Whalers come back from that on the second half. Again, you know, there's all the caveats of the T side of Rebirth in effect as well. You've got to think about that. Maybe the Whalers aren't sweating this too much. At this stage, they have got the AKs on 2, Galil's Mac 10s, a Tech 9 on Bentley. Passive positions being held by these 2 squads here. A little bit of aggression stuff to come in towards the long control, and they've got Ponalone with that Mac 10 to punish any over-aggression from the CT forces. Burst spray through on the AKs for the moment. We'll get the Whalers into the bathrooms control. Here towards the mid play on A. They've got 60 seconds left to the hit.
4-pack. I think he may have seen a little bit of information. This is a big play, though, from Carson. It's whether anyone's checking the back lines. 4-pack's AWP is only going to be able to find one, but now the backstab's coming through.
Carson slowly but surely peeks up. Look for the one planter. Gets that spray to bottom, does not get the kill. Boo turns around at the right moment, and a plant will be secured. No more backstab for the CTs. Zotic, Retchi, and Phantom will be standing by here at the helm. A retake on Boo will fall. Burst through the SMGs coming up. Phantom, DJ, Rampage getting kills with their own right, and Rampage takes a double to close out the 6th round for the New England Whalers side as we go to a short break because their CT half coming up.
Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the masks that I had on the shelf. Wish I could stay, but it's bad for my head. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I can never be. Build me up, piece by piece. Figured out by all the parts that made me. Used to feel like I belonged to a certain place or a town. Feeling safe, feeling sound when I'm still around. But there's something in the distance. I wanna know what it's like. Don't worry, I'm still with you all the time. Explain myself, don't hold it against me if I'm somewhere else. Put all the masks that I had on the shelf. Wish I could stay, but it's bad for my head. Something's coming. I wanna be everything I thought that I could be. Build me up, piece by piece. Figured out by all the parts that made me.
Well, blow for blow between Rebirth and the New England Whalers as both sides look set to go quite the distance here on our first map of the best of 3 series, but it's over to the CT half again to remind you. Rebirth have a stellar CT half, not so fantastic on T side though. Let's see what they can do against the New England Whalers. Ponalone and DJ here to the crossfire set. Boo's going to get involved as the pistol just gets shut down. The rushing connector decimated by the New England Whalers, and well, that sets the pace here.
It really does. Unfortunately, Rebirth just ran into a complete trap there, Jay. There were double crossfire being sent in connector, something you don't see all too often in a pistol round, but the New England Whalers just absolutely mop up. Ponalone and teammate of DJ just do so much work, but Zodic is slowly bringing this back. He's now picked up the bomb, and he's been able to find 3 kills in the round.
This will be a hell of a clutch if you manage to make it happen. Again, another clutch for this matchup at this stage. Good flash in to buy some room out against Boo, but now going to focus on Ben Lee, who's sneaking in the back and gets killed off by the USP. 7 to the board of the New England Whalers now. Rebirth shuts down on their pistol, probably to force up the fire again. DJ and Ponalone with this crossfire, well placed from these two. Able to come up pretty big here against Rebirth. And again, a pistol that has tried to equalize now against the lead that the T-side have. But already a weird force coming through from 2 players.
Hero,
Doesn't
okay.
feel like Rebirth are on the same page here.
Yeah, they're going for Hero AK by Jay. So someone dropped that over. He gets a bit of armor, a bit of util. So it's a complete force, but sort of rather than going with the Tech 9s and the Mac 10s, they're instead going for just that one AK to see what they can do with it. But now the information's been given up, and it looks like it's going to be a quick BXE, or at least it was until this utility's now started to come through.
Retchi facing in, trying to take that fight in against the next to Ben Lee. Good kill from the AK. Passes that right back to another player. Maybe not Hero AK, but Heroes AK. And that off towards the individuals who have the Kevlar and the health to deal with this. Phantom next up to get his moment in the sun. And I love that very quick from Retchi, you know, to take that face, take the damage, recognizing he's not now fit for contest. And 4-pack will fall now to the hands of DJ. Nades up against Carson as the entrance towards Monster will come through, but 2 kills on for the SMGs. Hero AK, the only player left now. In a 1 versus 4, he'll get 1 frag, but Ponalone's going to get himself a kill of his own right. A lot of SMG kills in that one. A very good round for the Whalers.
Yeah, look, unfortunately for Rebirth, once they found that sort of opening man advantage, DJ was boosted up on top of the sandbags, and once that 4-4 came in, you saw that the Whalers' protocol was right. We want to try and take the fight to them. Let's just try and get aggressive around Monster, and they just get siphoned off. So many swings come out from the CTs, and Rebirth just can't find a response. They can't find the trades that are needed. So they're just going to eco going into round 18. A force buy in that last round means that they can't invest to buy again. And you've got to think for the New England Whalers, Jay, this is a pretty good chance of them tying up the scoreline now.
Yeah, you'd think so. The Eagles set in all 5 players of the hand cannons again for Rebirth. We saw how this was able to work with them over on the CT side. They can use that to enter onto the T side. We've seen some very, very good Deagle plays with several, so... Cindiero is up a standard here towards the short control. The CT side are going to try and catch off Carson who has aggressed forward. Meanwhile, Rampage sees 2 in the mid control. Ben Lee does get Carson to fall first. Fall back out here. Nades on. Not much damage sustained by the Whalers side. Only Rampage at 66. Meanwhile, players are falling like flies on the T side.
Nice and easy. Good mop up. Rampage. Nice and quick for him with the FAMA. And 9 to 9. Rebirth don't get away with any kills. And you spoke about, like, the SMGs. They've been able to find a fair chunk of kills in the last couple of rounds, Jay. And Ben Lee with 2 with his MP9. And now the rifles to follow. Do they want to go glass cannon AWP on the T side? I know they did it a fair bit on CT, but it's not as viable on the T side, so they opt against it and decide to just go for the AKs, Jay.
Whalers have got us just to even now against the Rebirth camp. We've still got a couple of downgrade weapons. The SMGs, if the Masters coming through. AKs and M4s, maybe better to save if they get off on the wrong foot here against the Rebirth side, but definitely a bonus round for the CT players. Galil's still in for Retchi as well, so that Hero AK buy that he took in earlier is definitely going to come to hurt them overall. Getting the utility out into the mid position, and right now passive control on the defaults for Rebirth. They are challenging for this connector area. 4-pack taking face against DJ, and DJ's not taking contact aggressive.
Oh, the New England Whalers taking little bit more of a passive approach to the Fountain control in comparison to what they did, or at least what their opposition did in that first half. A Rampage solo swing. He's now trapped, and it's the Flames that are going to be able to find the first kill.
DJ turns his attention away from 4-pack as well. This is his chance to swing and do some damage. They're going to try to split it instead, and DJ caught not paying attention. That's a big frag. Now to enter into the B site now. SMG standing by for Bentley round this corner. Sat ready, hearing the footsteps coming through. AK so close, swinging for the first and second kills. One being dropped, info being gained. They're going to re-pick up the AKs. The M4 of Boo now. Left in the site, sees one player over at Toxic Cast and gets that frag. And Pone alone in the back lines trying to wrap in for a backstab. Left at 19 points of health and no chance left in this round. He's saving. This is going to be Rebirth reclaiming the lead.
Look, and it's important that they probably hunt here, Jay, because you have a look at the economy lines, and there's a lot for the Whalers. So with Pone alone holding on to this, it means that they're going to be able to get a really strong buy going into the next. Maybe even get an AWP on that city side if they like. A 10th round, double digits now gained. And Carson's going hunting, but no one else is. They're both staying on the site.
Get as far away from B as possible in the end. Those AKs in check, and again, Pone launch to hold on to the AK here at T-Con. He's actually into a very exposed corner, so I want to fall back as Carson looks to take face against him.
Hang on.
Not checking the left. Sees the shadow, but just gets away in time. Okay, we're okay. We're fine. We're good there for the AK. Stays in. The M4s can buy around it. Pone alone out on the AWP. We've seen him perform so far with the AWP on the T side. Now over the CT side, doubling up with Bentley as well for the Whalers. So very heavy investment round coming in around 20.
Yeah, look, they're putting a lot in this, Jay. Go big or go home, I like to say. Double orbs coming out. Now, Bentley's one of those players that picks it up from time to time as a bit of a hybrid player to back up Pone alone. Phantom going really aggressive in playground does mean he's going to take a bit of damage to the Flames, but Rampage is pushed up very aggressively. They need to make sure they're swinging together because Pone alone's trying to back up his teammate.
Bentley the full first to cast. The engagement out towards the short control. Big loss there from the CT side, but Pone alone does frag in against Phantom. Rampage held back behind the Fountain area. Going to see some utility being thrown out. Flash is evaded by the CT individual. And DJ waiting in his connector area. Going to try and challenge against 4-pack, who's right up close and personal. Sprays back, Manic not connecting to anyone. Eventually, Boo will get 4-pack to fall. So 4v3 situation for the Whalers side. Carson is already on the B side. They've got to wrap back in and go for a retake here.
Whalers in a pretty good position. Look how close those rotations have already started to come through, Jay. 3 players out from connector, but it's only looking like one's going to come in through short. They're going to start to regroup in Monster. Do they go A with the bomb?
Yeah, they're slowly wrapping A. They're going to make some noise, leave one player back here, but as the CT starts putting up, they'll see what's going on. They go panically well for Boo, but they realise that no one else is here to the B site, so Rebirth slow facing in. I mean, the jig is up at this stage. I don't know why they're still slow walking. This is Whalers' chance to catch up to them. Get a position set towards that mid control. That's where Pone alone is. AWP watching the default plant. If they plant anywhere, then they'll be fine, but if they go default, they're in trouble. Incendiary, set and ready. The plant goes down open towards Dumpster now. And all the CTs are coming from mid, so Rebirth have set themselves up well for this. The Whalers, full command out here from this position, the smoke down onto that bomb itself. And a flashbang over, Zotic still standing by and waiting. Here they come on the CT side, over the default plant position. Headshot angle taken against Zotic, takes that first right. Way back on the second, Boston gets one as well. Boo, left alone, standing for the 4K. He gets it in the end, looks for the bomb itself, and will stick the defuse to get the 10th on the board for the New England Whalers.
I tell you what, this is probably one of the better performances I've seen from Zotic in quite some time, Jay. 28 kills and just 14 deaths. He's really stepping up, especially in those clutch scenarios. He's normally been the guy that's been involved in some way. Unfortunately, can't win out that 1 versus 1, an important round for the Whalers to tie up the scoreline. This is so back and forth, Jay. We've had multiple times in this first map that with a tied scoreline.
M4s and the UMP set in for the CT side, a Mac 10 for Recchi. The AKs, of course, out for the Rebirth side, a very heavy investment back from them. Recchi will take some damage, the nades up. Boo will catch him, will bang his way to victory. A big start, of course, for the New England Whalers here. A minute and 25, still plenty of time for Rebirth to work with. In terms of the trading potential, they're going to have to force very far forward because you can see the New England Whalers, they're so deep on sites and in the bathrooms.
A good man advantage being found for the New England Whalers. Rebirth just have not been able to find a response after finding that first kill of Retchi. Out to long for Rebirth. They're taking a few members. Carson's trying to sell as much of a lurk to that B bomb side, but he gets overwhelmed from DJ.
Already spray through on Phantom. That's a frag. Exotic and 4-pack. Last two standing for the Rebirth side. They need to get a bomb on at least to recover the economy game. 40 seconds to the clock, and I don't think they can make a good entry happen here. Zotic is starting to push up. Alone here in the monster position, got to wait for 4-pack to back him eventually. The B site now being contested by one individual. Taps up, Zotic being seen now. They've got bomb info, CT's on the way. An Incendiary to block off his path on the entrance to the left-hand side. Takes that fight against DJ, loses it, 4-pack saving. Not bothering with this round. As the Whalers will get a confident all 5 alive scenario to get the lead back away from Rebirth. And this is the same thing we saw against the Imperium side. Rebirth, as soon as they got to that T side, they struggled, and that's what they've done so far here. Couple of good exits, a couple of close rounds, but only one so far gained in the second half.
I swear sometimes, Jay, when we're on broadcast, we have the same brain in some situations. Like, it happens so often that I'm just about to say something and you've said it, and then I've said it and you were thinking about something. I was just going to make that point. Rebirth have only got one round on the T side. We saw they had a 13-2 half on CT against Imperium a few days ago. They went up 14-3. They only got one round on T. I think if Rebirth aren't winning out these clutches and winning out these advantages that they've found, they're going to have a really rough time getting into the later stages of this half.
Look at the guns coming back from Rebirth as well. Mostly a half by Galil coming in, and this time they're going to make it work for the opening kill. Rampage looking on for the player behind the wall. DJ comes up with a kill. Zotic with a deagle back on towards Rampage, and DJ, 4-pack swings out the soak at the right moment. Gets the double on Bone alone, and suddenly Bentley is left alone to save his M4, and then leaning in towards the B-site play and everything. He's going to have to clutch this, or otherwise just fall back to the other site and save it. They're all coming in thick and fast. One player right there, swing on, good frag. Second player, Shadow being seen, and Rebirth. They don't want anything to do with this hit. They'll spray through, do some damage, but rotate to A.
Oh my goodness, New England Whalers in the anti-eco, Jay. It's happened 3 times. 2 was a victory for Rebirth, and 1 went down to a one-on-one where it was just an eco, where, yeah, the New England Whalers won it, but they've struggled against them. Look at the weaponry they've picked up, an AWP, an AK, and M4, and they had nothing. They had, like, nothing in that round. And they just do so much damage with it. I just can't believe they win that, Jay. It's just, that's a round you shouldn't win.
And that's going to cripple the New England Whalers economy state as well. Look at the guns coming in for the 23rd round. The M4s on 2, a FAMAS for Bentley, a UMP for DJ, and Poland's got a Deagle set. Molotov's coming in to already flush them away from the connector control, and Whalers playing a much more passive game in this one. I mean, yes, they are actively pushing up to the connector area, but all in all, it's just trying to bait in Rebirth for these frags because they're run out of options at this stage.
And they have. You've got to think, where's the answer here? Is it taking map control away on that CT side? Is it trying to look for something aggressive? Is it trying to maybe have a gamble stack in play? Because you compare the buy, and Rebirth certainly have a much better one. And it looks like they want to take control. Look at the aggression now. The connector. Retchi's ready for it. That's an easy kill. It does take a lot of damage, but it's a man advantage.
New England Whalers already on the back foot to start things off, losing that kill. Make it even worse. Yes, it is a UMP. Still an automatic weapon that they can't afford to concede. They need to get as much value out of these weapons as possible. They want to try and get this round together. Even then, just to do the damage. Carson swings on Rampage, gets another good frag back. They can lean to the B site as well. It's relatively undefended. Bentley as a lone player standing. Good flash will actually get in from where Carson's at, and Boo's going to support with the vertical crossfire from heaven. 28 seconds, they're going to make a move on a site. Bentley will catch Carson. That might force the rotations to come back. Yes, Poland's going to hear this. Deagle out, 20 seconds. Can he drop the bomb planter? Backstab incoming. Oh my god, he's seen them all. He's creeping in, he's going to call for backup. How much will he get? The WP turns around, but the Deagle comes up with a frag. 10 seconds left. Refreeze back in, needs another good frag, but no. Phantom and Reggie get traced together. Bentley onto the bomb planter, but no. There's a gap in that spot that the T's can see him from, and Rebirth regain the lead.
Oh my goodness, not only do they regain the lead, Jay, but they start to regain momentum. This is now a couple rounds in a row for Rebirth. They've completely wasted the economy now for New England Whalers. They've got nothing. They really can't invest in a lot going into round 24. Everyone's about that 2K mark. They'll get 2,400 in the next round, meaning they'll just be able to scrape an M4 buy away. Rebirth have set themselves up beautifully to try and close out Overpass now. But there are still some important rounds to follow, Jay. This is one where they need to be making sure they're not losing too many players. It's 4 USPs and a single P250.
Yeah, this should be a 13th for Rebirth, unless the Whalers do something really stupid. But we saw how they were able to, contest in that last round with the full rifle, well, with mostly full sport rifles and SMGs. And still unable to beat out the Rebirth camp. They even only just got those 2 kills, 3 players left alive by the end of it. Orb seeing the AKs, that because the M4 for Zotic still in play. Much value out of that weapon here for Rebirth. USPs on 4, a P250 in for Rampage. And 60 seconds left for the hit. They've stacked up B here for the New England Whalers. 1 player left in the connector and the short position. Start to push up for Rampage, but you won't get any info out of this.
Rebirth are making the right call here. Zodic's going to be the first player to really try and clear out the bomb site. Now, as soon as Rampage starts to backstab, there's an opportunity of at least maybe taking down Carson and recovering a weapon. Yeah, there it is. Save the AK, bring it into the next round. It's very vital because it means 1 player doesn't have to invest.
So he's getting some cover on the B side as well, so that's exactly the MO of Rampage at the moment. Holds back in Monster in the end. You can see him on that mini-map. USPs still to come through here for the New England Whalers. May find themselves a couple more picks. If they can get anything else out of this round, it'll be a very successful eco. I mean, it's already a successful eco. What will they try their hand at here? Phantom close, Zotic, 2 players lined up. AK next in against the fall. DJ takes him down. Both him and Boo will fall. So 3 players alive for the Rebirth side, and Rampage not interested in taking the fights. Will hold on to that AK. You can see 13-11 to the Rebirth T side. Now, this is where the New England Whalers need to turn it around. And I'm surprised that Rebirth are doing this well again. We saw how that T side fell apart in previous days, so back in with a chance now, and the buy is going to look a little bit suspect from the New England Whalers.
One thing that tells me straight away, Jace, they've been able to put some work in, whether it's been demo watching, whether it's been talking behind the scenes, or maybe having some scrims on this map. They've worked on their T side in comparison to what we saw from them the other day. It's almost like it's night and day. We saw so many B-side executions, and that's what we saw from them only a few days ago. They're trying it now on the gun round. DJ pushed into the short possession. Bentley on the side with Boo, trying to establish a crossfire, and we saw time and time again it getting shut down. So far, it looks like it is going the way of the CTs.
The 4v2 scenario, DJ finally getting traded back. 4-pack gets a kill, Ponalone trades it and doubles up of his own right. And the rifles come up good and Orp gets recovered. AK saved in for Bentley as well. And the Whalers with a good lockdown defensive does take some severe casualties though, so it won't be the greatest economy line in the world. Rebirth up to reset the Whalers if they're not careful. The M4's coming in, of course. I don't know if there was an AWP drop upon line, wasn't there? So saved it from the last round. AK is coming out in the Rebirth camp, the AWP for 4-pack. They might have to consider some economical saves coming in the next couple of rounds. I've got a bit of a buffer to work with, and Whalers, this is a very important round for them. They absolutely need the win right here.
Both teams are very low in terms of money on their reserves, so you've got to think both teams have the opportunity, Jay, of trying to reset one another. Whalers. Ooh, DJ making a little bit of noise. I don't think anyone close would have been able to hear that. The closest member is Retchy and Connector, so probably got away with that little timing there. And this is a slow round. Run boost out from long. And even Podalone was holding with the AWP. He's now going back to a bit more of a passive position.
Orps in, covering off the T-side players into the long presence. There's a push-up from the connector control, and they'll realize with that flashbang that they've read this wrong. There will be no contest against Boo or Rampage. Still play passive, though. Might just wait and bait and call those rotations in when they have to make the move in towards the A site here. They have to fall back here for the New England Whalers. Their off angles may be suspect, but look at Rampage sneaking in from the back.
Spot
Is he going to catch Zotic in time? If he does, as you mentioned, he will spot that bomb on Retchi as well. Orpface in, good shot on Zotic. Swinging a hit from Retchi. Will that present its opportunity? Rampage still playing patiently, though. Will potentially see his man.
Oh.
No, the timing's awkward. Orb's got to deal with a second player. Ponalone falls back now, expecting some backstab to come through for the long position. Finally, Rampage finds Retchi, turns on for his third frag, and he gets it. Now, Ponalone with his secondary kill of his own right now. 4-pack, last man standing. Bentley looking on target. Orb shot rings out, but he's out of time and out of the round.
What a play from Rampage. That's absolutely sick. And they're going to try and hunt down 4-pack after time. Are they going to do it? Oh, they don't. Oh, that was so close to him going down. He just gets away with that. Oh, my goodness. I think we said that this series could have been a contest. I certainly didn't think it would be so much on Overpass. And now Rebirth are taking a bit of a tactical. And we've seen Rampage. We've seen him get aggressive before and connected, but he hasn't really found too many opportunities to work with it. That time around, 2 big kills, spotting out that bomb and dropping it with low time. What a massive play.
$13-all, and the tactical timeout comes from Rebirth. I believe that's the first one of the matchup, if memory serves me correctly.
That's right, it is.
Definitely going to be there first, at the very least, for the T side. But either way, a second tactical actually being called from these guys. Okay. This could be interesting. The New England Whalers sit through and talk this one out, but Rebirth, they've got plans, it seems.
Yeah, look, they've got something up their sleeve for sure. You always know something when there's a couple of tacticals coming through. They're trying to relay something that could be quite technical, could be quite some time in explaining it. Because you look at the buy and you think, right, Zonix has got an 8k, 4-pack's got that saved in AWP, 2400 loss bonus, 13-13. What's the play here for the rest of the members? Or do they just want to stick to 2000 and buy next round? I think that's what it is. So they've bought down an AK for Zotic, but it's not a complete force buy, Jay, meaning that 4-pack's probably going to have to be on, what, a Mac 10 next round? And the rest of them will be able to get a full buy-in.
I mean, he could also save the AWP for the round afterwards. That would really wreck the economy for the last couple of rounds of the matchup, though. Oh, look at the damage being put down by Boo. Spray through, sees several, continues to try and put on the hurt to the T-side line. Sprays continue back and forth. Finally, he gets a taste of his own medicine in this stage, sticking around at that position way too long. Still looking for a frag out of the pipe area and the short control. Now wraparounds from Zotic with the bomb will make its way into the B-site XE.
They need the AK. They need Zotic to come alive somewhere. The thing is, though, he's so low at 39 points of health, it's going to make things hard. All a game of timing. When can they get the perfect execution? They've only got a little bit of utility. This could even be a dry walkout from Monster, and it is.
4-pack gonna get dealt with by DJ. The NMP shut down. DJ gets away with a double. Bentley drops Phantom, so Zotic is left alone. He's got to stand up, as you mentioned, but here at a headshot angle, Bentley is going to do even more. If they had a HE, they could finish him off, but Ponalone gets his just desserts and gets the frag in to regain the lead for the New England Whalers. And indeed, there will have to be a Mac 10 for 4-pack for another buyback for Rebirth. Yeah, full investment on these AKs. This will be their last stand.
Yeah, he wants a Deagle instead. That gets him a little bit more utility. This is a tough buy, though. And really, for Rebirth, they lose this, they're done, I think, Jay. Yeah, the loss bonus is starting to tick up, but you've got to think that for the Whalers, if they lose this round, they'll still have a little bit of money to work with. This is going to be a quick BXC by the looks of things. That's a very fast smoke, at least to try and pull them on a fake. It could be a double pump to this B-bomb site.
So it may well be the New England Whalers are leaning heavily into it. Boo's already there on short, takes that fight on Retchi and wins it. Phantom now fully flashed into the site. Counter flash is coming in from the CT side, but he looks on towards short and on the site itself. Here towards ramp, DJ takes that fight, wins out 2 of them in fact. Got Boo over to the short control. Gets to Brad Carson finding a trade, but that's as far as he goes. Ben Lee will close it and the Whalers get to map points.
Wow, what a second half. This has been crucial for the New England Whalers because honestly, Jay, that first half, they were down, what, 1-7 at one point? And we saw them really struggling. I think they lost a handful of, maybe not a handful, a few of those anti-ecos rounds had made it really difficult. And they've come into the CT side and it's still been a brawl, there's no doubt about it. It is a close scoreline, but they're now 1 round away from being able to win out their map pick.
The Galil's out on all 5 and the AK's facing into Boo. He knows there's a player right there doing the damage. Trades back and forth, opening up the doors. There's 3 players. The final spray through. Get a frag back. Nades up coming through. Zotic, yes, you're right. A TK is massive for him. Boo causing the confusion to force that issue. DJ comes up with 2 more picks and Carson left alone to clutch it for Rebirth now. Bomb out in the open. Ponalon has him suppressed in the corner here with this angle of the AWP. Looking for the shot, connecting the kill. The New England Whalers will bring it back from the deficit, turn 16-13.